In this video, I'm going to go over this cell phone signal booster from the company, I think it's Zordia, maybe is what that is. And this is the cell phone booster for home, not a mobile one. I've already had it out and kind of looked over it. Let's just go over it. So right here, it gives you a 72 decibel max gain, wide coverage, works with all US carriers. It's got online support, compatibility with 5G. Here, okay, let's just go over how this thing works. So what you're going to do, you're going to mount an outside antenna. So there's one for the outdoor antenna. It's going to go down. You're going to run a wire down. You're going to hit the booster. Then you're going to go into the antenna. So what it's doing, it's taking your signal from here, boosting it up from all of that, which can, inside this little shed right here, I get one signal of coverage inside the shed. And I'm with Verizon, and this actually covers Verizon, so we are good to go. So open it up. I already took it out and went over it a little bit. So here's the user manual, and there's some mounting brackets here. Looks like a long cable to work with right there. And there's the inside antenna. So this one, the indoor wideband panel antenna. So that's the one we're going to mount inside the shed here. And then right here is the booster. So that's the actual booster. Now you will have to have power ran to this. So they give you a little kind of power brick, and I think it says it's a 1.5 amp, 12 volts of power on that. We'll go into any type of 110 outlet. And then once again, this wire will run to the outside antenna right here. So here's the outside. This is going to mount on the outside. You can see it right there, outdoor wideband panel antenna. Make sure that side is up. Now you can mount it flat or you can mount it on a pole. I can't really tell what's in there. I guess there's just a bunch of wires inside of there. Oh, they actually have drainage holes on it. That was smart. It's sealed right there. Let me go ahead, lay it all out, go over the instructions, and then we'll get to install, and then I'll show you a before and after, and we'll see how much it actually increases my coverage inside the shed. Because right now, it's garbage inside the shed. But I think if I get this going, I should be good to go so I could actually look things up without walking to the door and walking outside. So let's get to work. Okay, everybody, I just went ahead and installed it completely. Now I put the antenna out on the roof of this shed, ran the wire down. So what I did, you can see the boosters right there. There's the wire that's coming in from the outdoor antenna. Here's the indoor antenna, and it's down here. Now I have it unplugged right now. I did have to do a setup on this thing. Just to note, you got to download the app right here. So I had to download something called the Signal Supervisor or something like that. So once you have that downloaded, you are ready to go. I did have to do a little bit of setup. Everything is covered in here in the manual, just so you know. It did take a minute. This video would be a little too long messing with that. What I'm going to do first, you can see my signal. Remember I told you the signal in here is terrible. I am barely at one little dot there. So let's just go ahead and let's test it out. Let's run a speed test on it. So running a speed test, I'm going to run this first. Hit go. Now, normally I don't even get to the speed test. So let's see what happens. The antenna is not on, by the way. It is unplugged. I do not have it set up. It's still connecting. We are at such bad signal, I'm getting nothing. Error, can't reach speed test. Check internet connections. Okay, well that's fine. Let's go ahead. Let's close that out. Now let's try Prime. So if you don't have Prime, I recommend getting Prime. A lot of good stuff on here. Now I've already preloaded it. Let's just try to play this. Watch what happens, everybody. Nothing. I'm serious. We can sit here. It'll just sit there and keep turning and turning and turning. Nothing's going to happen. Now let me go over here, plug in the booster, and let's just close this out because it's not doing anything. Closing this out. Let's plug in the booster now. Okay, so the only thing I changed was I plugged in the booster. Check out the lights on the front of that thing. I don't know how well you can see it. You guys see those lights on there? Now, this phone has not moved from this location. Check it out. I had up to 3 bars a while ago, but watch this. This is what's impressive. So now let's do the same thing. Let's run a speed test. Speed test. Hit go. Let's see what happens. Wow, oh, look at it. Instantly, it's working. This antenna is working. Yeah, I'm not getting like super fast speed, 5G, but it is working. 100% it's working. And I'll show you playing Prime here in a minute where you can play videos on Prime. Now outside I normally get about 50 or 60, but I am in this shed here and it's got a coating on the walls that's insulated and it gets almost no signal. Actually it gets 0 signal. I can't even make a phone call from in here. So 12 and 15 already. Well, we've got that figured out. Let's do prime. Like I said, this phone did not move from this spot. Still the same spot. Let's hit Fallout. Same video. It's loading.
Presented by Airbnb.
Okay, we skipped the ad. Check it out. Working 100%. No issues with this thing at all. I am playing a prime video. This thing works, everybody. I am very impressed with this. This signal booster right here. But check it out. We have full-on video playing with no problem. I had to mute it because of copyright reasons. But you can see right here, this is a full-on video. Look how clean it's playing. So this thing actually works. I am very impressed with this. I've always wanted to have Wi-Fi signal in this. I was going to run a Wi-Fi repeater, but my home is so far away from where my shed is. I have a big backyard, and this shed is way back in the back. So I figured out a way of getting around it. I went with this signal booster to see if it works, and it works, everybody. I'm a believer in these things. I think this is absolutely great. I do have enough signal. Look, I can even fast forward. Look how quickly it's loading. Let's just jump forward a little bit and see how quickly this thing loads. Yeah, it's not super smoking speed, but you know what? I jumped 30 minutes forward, and look at that. It is still playing perfectly. The install was pretty easy. Once you run everything, I had this thing up in maybe 20 minutes. I had to get the ladder, go up on the house, on the side of the shed, and install it out there. I made a little L bracket so I didn't have to use a pole, but if you have a pole and you can go even higher, that's better. And I'm getting actually pretty good signals. I'll open the app and show you the app. When you open the app, there's my device, and check out all of the good, acceptable, good, all of my signals right there are working just fine. You do have to pair it to Bluetooth to get it working, but I think it's a good item for anyone that's inside, or if they're getting a very poor signal inside their house, whether it's a garage or shed, or just maybe even in backyard, and you just want to boost your signal a little bit. So yeah, there it is, everybody. That's all I got on the cell phone signal booster. See y'all in the next video.